I realized after a night of no sleep that I mixed up my biblical stories, which I tend to do. The story of Rahab was that she was the one of the wives of Solomon, which he wasn't supposed to marry. Again, the point still stands that is not a dating manual for Christian women. I mean, Christians, period. The story I was referring to was Hosea and Gomer, with the prostitute who kept being promiscuous and was married to Hosea, and his wife's name was Gomer. That was the story that represented God loving his bride, us, the church, and not leaving us and coming after us even if we disappoint him. So sorry about that. So I haven't read those stories in a while. I did know the story of Hosea and Gomer because during the presidency of the Orange Man, that is who evangelicals say that Trump and Ivanka represents. So I mean, that's really nice to say about someone who you like and respect. But anyway, I just wanted to preface this, and I'll put this before every video that I release so people don't get confused. Anyway, not even to be judgmental, I don't think Ted Theodore Bundy understands the things of the Lord. I will pray for him that somewhere in his messed up mind that God would and the Holy Spirit would break through. I don't think anything that I have... Where has Theodore said he wanted to even hear that? He does not want information. Men of that ilk, or people of that ilk, we could go down Kathleen Knight, all of them, nutbags, are not interested in information. They don't want information. They want confirmation. And do people not read this part of the Bible that said God has given some of them over to their desires? That's exactly where Theodore is at, and that's exactly where Jeffrey Dahmer is at. They liked it. Jeffrey Dahmer was cracking jokes in the mental asylum, or with the mental facility, and making black men uncomfortable. He thought that what he did was funny. And why are we pointing to Copium and her ilk? Rahab, who is of Theodore Bundy, where they're not repentant of a motherfucking thing. And they don't care what they did. They think it's funny. And they lied to the end. They pretend they don't know any of these victims. That people just plant bodies in people's backyards just to frame them. Or even in their own closets. Like Ed Kemper. Like, and we don't even have to go to those extremes. We don't have to go to the gore. Stalking. DV, like the wife beater. People like that will lie and make themselves into victims. And look at the case with, we don't even have to go Jeffrey. Johnny Depp and Amber. Look at the current situation with the Bachelorette. Beating the crap out of that man, and she happens to be the victim to women who aren't able to use their brain cells. Because she's not the victim to me, and not a lot of women I've seen. They will lie, they will cloak themselves in victimhood, they will do all types of things, and they will sit in front of a pastor, like time memorial they have, and say all the nice... Look at the Duggars. Screw the Bachelorette. The Duggars. 2 pedophiles. And I bet Basham and the crew and her people of her ilk were the ones defending them and saying people should leave them alone and all this other stuff. 2, and the wife is implicated. in this last one. And I believe that the first Duggar, he's a gay man now. So all of that stuff that Christians like Basham, the time that was wasted on, do you know if that person even wants to be redeemed? Do you know that person? You don't know that person at all. You are projecting on them things you want to see because such were some of you. And we do that in churches when it comes to PDFs, and the PDFs run amok, and people don't want to come back to church anymore, and Christianity gets demonized. Abusers of all sorts get run rampant in the church. Christianity gets demonized because of Basham and people of her ilk. I'm beginning to I haven't begun. Evangelicalism is not a denomination of any religion. It is a political party. Are we shocked at what we see in politics then? Are we shocked? Anyway, that's all I have to say on this.